I'm really glad we had those 3 weeks of rehearsal because it gave me a chance just to let him seep in, you know. And now with the whole, seeing the whole feel of the film and the style of it, and like, you know, all this stuff, that's added to this whole kind of maniacal energy that he's got, and I hope it's not too one-dimensional. I just feel that every day I just shriek at Tony Hopkins. That's what I seem to have done for the last week, but I think you can be as big as you like, as long as you mean it.
I don't want to. I want to get the scene going, and then if I have time to do reaction.
Just you one. La fa vedere un'ultima. And action!
My lords, what wrongs are these? Was ever seen an emperor in Rome thus overborne, troubled, confronted thus, and for the extent of equal justice, used in such contempt? My lords, you know as do the rightful gods.
Io devo attaccare il motorino.
Sì, lo so. Oh, let's shoot the whole beginning again. Don't you love this?
Sì.
Me too, I love it.
No, lei
This is fantastic.
non esci fuori da nessuna parte. No?
I think we'll take it from him watching them.
Sì.
And then they're down here, and then he looks at them.
Sì.
See what it looks like.
Ogni volta tocca scendere, ragazzi, a mettere il diaframma. Sì, lo facciamo scendere. Vabbè, dai.
Maybe I'm shortchanging, you know, the stage version of it, but it seems to me by filming it, she was able to explore a lot more from a visual point of view than perhaps she was able to do on stage. Because with camera, you can like bring your focus into something and you can like, do you know what I mean? You're able to really show the audience exactly the moment you want them to concentrate on this specific thing, and you can really concentrate the audience's attention where you want it at that specific, you know, moment in time.
It's very, you gotta be more sensitive. First, I'm gonna split this into 2 shots. This first shot, you guys aren't at the beginning of it. Alan is watching you come downstairs. And Tony, is this your position here?
Yeah.
Where are the soldiers? Okay, get very centered, Alan, with your hands. How are you when you're with your arms out when they're coming down, or no? With this. Now, where's Titus? Titus is maybe here.
Yeah. Titus here.
He moved over to her.
Oh, yeah. Before, no. Yes, here, there.
Then maybe then he goes back, but then maybe Titus can go back. It's nice to be in close-up until he... Tony Hopkins, can you come a little bit, once the soldiers go by, like be a little bit this way so you're separated from them? Action.
Thanks, noble Titus, father of my life. How proud I am of thee and of thy gifts, Rome shall record. And when I do forget the least of these unspeakable deserts.
Yeah, when he takes the sword. Yeah, because then we'll cut to his face and then we'll cut the, all right? Yeah. So you don't have to do this all.
And that I have great respect for directors. In the past I didn't have so much respect for them, now I do. I think a good director is somebody who, well, if it's a film director, knows technically what he's doing, or he or she is doing, is prepared. It's all about preparation. Preparation, as Hamlet said, is all.
Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Get somebody on the show.
Honda A and B camera.
And action! No, Titus, no! The Emperor needs her not. Nor her, nor thee, nor any of thy stock. I'll trust by leisure him that mocks me once. Thee never! Nor thy traitorous, haughty sons, confederates, all thus to dishonour me. But go their ways, go! Give that changing piece to him that flourished for her with his sword.
Cut!
I don't do too many takes because I don't want to give them the opportunity. If a director says, try it this way, and I know it's wrong, but I'm doing them a favour by doing it in a certain way which I instinctively know is wrong, I'll blow the take halfway through. I say, no, or I'll refuse to do it because I know that they'll print that because I've done that sometimes, and you think, why the hell did I do that take? Because it's awful, and they'll print that because they think that, and so I don't do that now. I just say, that's it, you got it. I say, is it in focus, you got it? Good, let's move on. You're not going to improve after 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 takes. You're not going to improve. You're going to get any better, you're going to get worse. You start acting. And that's the thing you've got to avoid, is to stop acting. Just doing the scene on top of the steps. I mean, situation, I've just killed my son. My other son comes up and shouts abuse at me, and I say a few lines. And as we started doing, my body started moving this way and that way. And it looked good, it looked menacing, I guess. And they said it was terrific, so I think, fine. Print. Let's go and have a cup of coffee. Move on, get on with the next scene.
Okay, check the gate.
It's all easy, it's dead easy. All the stuff and crap that's put into acting, the mystery of it all is all rubbish. People talk about it for years and years. I leave that to the gurus, the eggheads.
Avvicinarmi, 1 e 2. Ehi.
The three of them can be talking together, and then what we'll do is, do you want Constantine to say the line? He can read it for you. That would be good. And then all...
Julie's project is to get this film finished for the year 2000, I think, at the moment. They're a little behind. I'm really looking forward to seeing this film, just to see what she does with it. I've watched a few wee bits and be so surprised about what is actually in the frame, because usually when you are on a set, you can kind of imagine what it's going to look like by standing in the frame before you look at it. But with this one, I was really gobsmacked about how extraordinary it was and what else was happening.
Okay, let's rehearse this whole thing.
Right, rehearsal.
You know, really, okay? I don't want to block you, though. That's the only thing.
Block me out.
That's okay.
You can do Shakespeare in many different ways, and you can make this a grotesquerie with blood spilling everywhere, and you could lose the humanity of Titus depending on how it's directed.
And I did a bit of Shakespeare in college and stuff like that. So I got over my initial, oh, it's Shakespeare, like, because the first time you ever do it, you're like, well, for me anyway, I was like, fuck, Shakespeare, oh no. Now it's just like, the problem is like, how do I make this real? Like, if I'm in a panic situation, how do I how come all these words come out? I think I would just be going, ah, not going, I think I feel like this about this, and that's a bit strange.
It's elevated, there's no question. It's lifted up, but in the same way that when you see something, for example, on a stage, it's already lifted up in front of you. And if the language is further heightened, then one gets an almost spiritual leap in order to get to that level, to listen on that level, to play on that level. And we're then carried up to that. We get to see the big people in the world, the kings, the princes, suffer the tragedies and trials and travails of life and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. And when we see them in their grand palaces and in their grand lives be brutalized by life, we think, oh, well, my life really isn't so bad. I mean, the mortgage is a bit of a drag and the car payment's a bit stiff, but, at least I'm not Macbeth.
A valiant son-in-law shalt thou enjoy, one fit to bandy with thy lawless sons! And therefore come, lovely Tamara, Queen of Goths.
What'll I remember about it? It's been a long shoot. It's been difficult. I mean, physically, it's been hard. Hopefully it'll be what we all wanted it to be, which is something that I don't think people have seen before.
The people are just a little larger than life, and the setting is a little larger than life, and we're shooting an anamorphic, so it's much bigger frame with a lot of information in it. And Julia's got an extraordinary visual sense, so there'll always be something in this painting, and she's painting each frame to look at and to wonder at that will, all of it will tell a story. The words will tell a story. The sight of that creature, that character in that scene will tell a story. The geometry, the geography of what you see behind that character will tell part of the story. And so all of these elements will be working together. And then there'll be the soundtrack, and Julie has promised us extraordinary music. All of this will combine, hopefully, to make a very clear point.
Brothers, I'll to convey her hence away, and with my sword I'll keep this way safe.
Cut! Okay, check the gate.
Right, we're fit.
A really great score doesn't detract or distract. It subtly enhances the drama throughout the whole movie. Musical chairs?
No.
God.
If I can get them to talk like it was some wild dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, primitive, scary. Yeah,
Very, very aggressive.
aggressive, yeah.
That we can do.
Even if there's a problem, I know we can go to the individual sections and cut those in if the problem is there. So we should clean this up.
Yeah, I think vis-a-vis, instead of waiting for the click to come, I think he just needs to rehearse the syncopated section.
Absolutely.
You know?
Which I hope is doing.
Shakespeare, the rap artist that he was, created his own music in the meter. You can't conflict with the actor's performance and the music with also taking into account the language and the meter and the language. That's the difficult part. And then I just thought of, yeah, you go to Rome and you look anywhere and you see all these ruins. You see the Baths of Caracalla, you see the Forum, and you see a Fiat or a Maserati driving by. And no one feels that that's strange, because that's just the way it is. You see modern stuff and you see old stuff at the same time. So you look at the art direction and you see this sort of like 1957 Corvettes. You see fedora hats, but you also see Roman armor. So you could take that image and put it into a musical lexicon, whereas one could have this sort of ancient sounding stuff, and you can have 20th century jazzy kind of things floating in it, and it shouldn't feel out of the way, because that's exactly the way it is in Rome.
There's a vibe there, you know, and that's what I think we're here to capture.
And the orchestra performance is as good as last week, right?
I think
Well, once the chorus is up, once the chorus is in its proper its image, you know?
Good. Everybody this page, please. 1, 2, 3, and...
So I decided to do the emotional cues first, the cues, the pieces of music that are again, have nothing to do with the setting. It plays into the psychology of the characters, the emotion of the characters, the interrelationship. So I got those out of the way. Titus has the most sort of dignified, orchestral sounding music. He's of the older generation in the movie. Saturninus, who's a generation under Titus, he drives that sort of 1930s car. He lives in Mussolini's palace, and something very, very neo-fascist about him. And the music kind of has a sense of glints of jazz in the 30s. And then there's the two boys. They're very much in the world of rock. So the character also dictates the kind of music. I did this same sort of thing in Interview with a Vampire, whereas I used the notion of the fact that vampires live hundreds of years. So the oldest vampire got the oldest sounding music. So and then Lestat, he sort of had music that was reminiscent, although not from that period. It was written by me through my lenses, through my contact lenses, of music from the 18th century. And Lewis, this sort of brooding character, had more 19th century romantic music. And then finally, the little girl was the youngest, and her music almost felt early 20th century Eric Satie piano, very, very simple, non-giant romantic sounding. And then at the end of the movie, the Rolling Stones take over for the next generation of. So even though there was a great deal of chronological involvement of music style, it all felt of one piece because the characters warranted it. And in the same way, it's like this in Titus.
And as actors, I think we leave little pieces and little chunks of our soul on different stages all around the world, wherever we're fortunate enough to work, or in this trailer or wherever. But sometimes you get fed. And so while you're losing pieces of yourself, there's the occasional project that comes along that replenishes you. This is that. It's not a choice for me. This is it. This is all there is. What else is there?